and today we will be learning about space. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Trips into space. People have only been sending rockets into space since 1957. Before then, rockets fell back to the ground before they could reach space. They were not powerful enough to go any further. Now we are learning about space shuttles. The first people went into space in 1961. Since then, hundreds of men and women have followed them. From 1982 to 2011, astronauts flew into space in a rocket called a space shuttle. This is how it worked. Number 1. The shuttle blasted off from Earth. Number 2. Two booster rockets fell away when their fuel ran out and parachuted back to Earth. Number 3. The main engine took the shuttle into space. The big fuel tank fell away when empty. Number 4. On its return, the shuttle glided back through the Earth's atmosphere. Its underside used to get very hot. Number 5. The shuttle touched down. It landed on wheels like a plane. Now we will study about the life on the shuttle. 7 people could live and work on the shuttle, and they could stay in space for up to 17 days. They lived in the crew compartment, which was at the front of the shuttle. Inside this compartment, the astronauts didn't have to wear spacesuits. The top level of the crew compartment was the flight deck, where the pilot flew the craft. Below, there was space for the rest of the crew to do experiments and sleep. Living in space. Space stations are homes in space where astronauts can look at the Earth and do experiments. People can live in them for many months at a time. The first space station was set up over 30 years ago, the ISS. This is the International Space Station, ISS. It floats 370 kilometers, 230 miles above the Earth, with 6 people on board. The first crew arrived in 2000. A spacecraft takes each crew up and back to Earth. Crew members may live on board for up to 6 months at a time. Living area. At the moment, there is no specific area where the crew go when they are not working on the ISS. Below is what a living area in a space station of the future might look like. Because there is no gravity in space, the crew will float around inside it and will not need chairs or beds. Danger and disasters. Going into space can be very dangerous. Astronauts only survive because their spaceship or spacesuit protects them. The most dangerous part of the journey are the takeoff and return to Earth. Shuttle explosion. One of the worst ever space disaster happened in 1986. A space shuttle named Challenger exploded only 90 seconds after taking off. All 7 of the astronauts on board the shuttle died. Lucky Apollo 13. In 1970, 3 astronauts were going to the moon in a spacecraft named Apollo 13. Halfway their part of the spacecraft blew up. Some of the fuel supply had exploded. The crew survived the disaster but almost ran out of air on the way back to Earth. Up in smoke, the European Space Agency launched its first Ariane 5 rocket in 1996, but a computer on board did not work properly. Less than a minute after takeoff, Ariane 5 began to fly in the wrong direction. Then it broke into pieces and exploded. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification button.